ago since I left from my island to go to the mainland, like the old folks would say. As I walked up the gangway and stood on the starboard and gazed at the harbor on a grey foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, and they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a grey foggy day. To wake in the early morn to the sound of the old foghorn, and wait for the men to return with their boats in the bay. All these things I don't see no more when I lived on the old Cape shore, and I gazed at the boats on the moor on a grey foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, then they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a grey foggy day. As long as my heart don't break from those old memories, old lovers and old used to be, I'll come home to stay. I can still hear the ocean roar through the hills on the old Cape shore, but there's no fishing boats anymore, but it's a grey foggy day. Summer days, they were warmer then, when we laughed with the old fishermen, and they cursed when the fog rolled in, then they made up the hay. It's been more than a long, long time since I held you and called you mine, and we waited for the sun to shine on a grey foggy day.
From the shores of Newfoundland, God, do me a favor, you guide them with your hand, protect them from the dangers and the fury of the sea, for those little boats on Newfoundland, Lord, mean the world to me. My mama told me stories way back when I was just a little boy about little boats of Newfoundland that sometimes made me cry. She told me of the hardships, hey, and the dangers of the seas that will remain until the day I die in my memories. Brave men, she said, is what they are, those who face the icy winds, knowing when they leave the sheltered coast, they may never ever come back again. Then as the teardrops filled my eyes, she'd hold my tiny hand and say, son, the proudest thing on earth are those little boats of Newfoundland. When the little boats go out to sea from the shores of Newfoundland, God, do me a favor, you guide them with your hand, protect them from the dangers and the fury of the sea, for those little boats of Newfoundland, Lord, mean the world to me. Yes, those little boats of Newfoundland, Lord, mean the world to me.
Put the light in the window, my darling, she said, as she gazed at the dark, stormy night overhead. Our little girl ran with her eager delight, and she placed in the window the tiny red light. Her father came home from his work withered cold. Sailors far out on the bay, if he could have seen what had happened that night, that might have been saved by the tiny red light. The very next morning came a knock on the door. A sailor stood pointing far out on the shore. 3 tiny ships went adrift in the gale, with tears in his eyes told her father this tale. We followed your tiny red light, said the man, till it vanished from sight on the rocks our ship ran. Many were drowned on the billows last night, that might have been saved by your tiny red light. That might have been saved by your tiny red light.
It's spreading across the country like a wildfire on the run. They're picking them up and putting them down, people having fun. So once you get her going, boys, it's gonna be hard to stop, 'cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop, 'cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. It started down in Newfoundland, a cold December night. Jenny played the squeeze box, the wind blew out the light. We dragged the girls up on the floor and wouldn't let them stop. They started jumping up and down, doing a Newfie stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop. 'Cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. They tell me up on Ottawa the government fell asleep, but Brian Tobin went to town, said now listen to me. Forget the cabinet shuffle, John, I think we've had enough. Get everybody on the floor, we're doing a Newfie stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop. 'Cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. There's Tony from St. Anthony and there's Betty from the Bight. They're out there on the dance floor having fun tonight. The hell with work, tomorrow's short, tonight we're gonna romp. 'Cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop. 'Cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. It's up and down and in and out and up and down again. Shout and scream as loud as you can, just like the Newfie wind. Around and round and round you go until the music stops. Dance your feet right out of your boots for doing a Newfie stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop. 'Cause everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. Yes, everybody's doing it, doing a Newfie stomp. 2, 3, 4. Well, I used to buy the Dildo, and I used to buy the seltzer. I used to buy the catch the fish and bring them home to Lizer.
Newfie's a Newfie wherever he goes. It don't seem to matter to cut off his clothes. The gleam in his eye and the way that he walks, and a true Newfie told him the way that he talks. By the Lord dying, by the thunder and G, how are you doing, you son of a bee? You can't fool your old man by dressing like that. You're still just a Newfie in a Calgary hat.
Over the years when things just aren't the best, a lot of our fellers head out for the west. But everyone knows that they ain't gonna stay. They'll always come back, they're up a long way. No one suspected we'd ever have oil, and Newfie took off for Alberta a while. They traded their rubbers and their sou'wester caps for rodeo boots and big Calgary hats. Oh, by the Lord dying, by the thunder and G, how are you doing, you son of a bee? You can't fool your old man by dressing like that. You're still just a Newfie in a Calgary hat.
Saltwater cowboys is new, you'll agree. It seems we created a new kind of breed. With our hats and our songs and our talk about oil, we even talk Newfie in South Texas style. By the Lord dying, by the thunder and G, how are you doing, you son of a bee? You can't fool your old man by dressing like that. You're still just a Newfie in a Calgary hat. Oh, by the Lord, Diane, by the thunder and G, how are you doing, you son of a bee? You can't fool your old man by dressing like that. You're still just a Newfie in a Calgary hat. Oh, you're still just a Newfie in a Calgary